Before former President Trump took the stage, several Pennsylvania Republican candidates spoke about the direction they fear the country will go in if Vice President Kamala Harris is elected as president in 2024. And as you can see here, parts of this bridge have completely collapsed, causing drivers to have to take lengthy detours to travel short distances. They're hoping that the bridge can be repaired as quickly as possible. The residents in the neighborhood that I spoke to today say they are shocked and disturbed to learn that a 13-year-old could be involved in such a gruesome crime. Aaron and Ann, just a few hours ago, President Biden wrapped up his speech here in his hometown of Scranton, tackling tax concerns. Aaron, Bear Creek Village residents have had issues with drivers speeding down this road here behind me and using the turning lane as a passing lane. But with this grant, state legislators hope to change that. On the final day of Berwick's World War II weekend, attendees got a chance to see exactly how soldiers lived on their camps in their pup tents like these. Investigators were on scene for hours at the wooded area behind me just off of Hazel Township Boulevard after they were made aware that possible human remains were found. The remains found at the property have not yet been identified but are believed to be connected to a missing persons case dating back to 2012. Aaron, so many excited fans lined the streets, some of them enthusiastic parents here to support their children who are playing in the series this year. Aaron, the Rangers hose company fire chief tells me that this recovery effort was so difficult because the water in this strip pit that was originally created for coal mining is over 300 feet deep in some points.
This is my 7th drowning in this stripping hole. It is privately owned. That stripping hole has been open like that for over 70 years.
Just after 2 o'clock Tuesday afternoon, emergency crews, including West End Fire and Rescue and the Rangers Hose Company, responded to reports of a kayaker tipping over in the water. When they got to the scene, first responders discovered an empty kayak and a boot, but the victim was nowhere in sight. At that point, rescue operations stopped and recovery efforts began. The male victim was not alone at the time of the incident, and several witnesses are being questioned. The Rangers Hose Company Fire Chief Frank Zangari says precious time was lost due to a delayed 911 call.
There was 2 hours between the time they thought the kayak turned upside down and a 911 call was made. They were kayaking in an area where about 5 feet down the water is completely black. You cannot see anything. So they used their rescue equipment to try and locate the victim, and they could not do that today.
The recovery efforts were cut short due to heavy rain and wind that passed through the town at 5:30. Teresa Powell and Christine Calkenny, residents of Girardville, tell me that people often go to that water hole to fish or swim despite how dangerous it is. They say people should avoid that water at all costs.
It's not a safe place.
The water's disgusting.
Find somewhere else to go. A safer spot.
Now, those recovery efforts are expected to continue tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Reporting live from Girardville, I'm Alyshia Hercules with Fox 56 News, first at 10.
Felt the impact of something hitting me, and it was very quick and loud.
Thursday evening, John Swartz was filling up a kiddie pool on the side of his house for his granddaughter. Once the pool was filled, he walked into his garage to turn off the hose, unknowingly startling a hungry bear rummaging through his trash.
Head hurt, and it knocked me against the wall. And little did we know till we received the video as to what happened outside. I didn't even realize I fell over the bear and continued on the sidewalk holding my head. And, of course, continued into the house to retrieve a washcloth to, get on my head. I knew I had injuries and blood coming down.
The startled bear bit John on top of his head as it quickly made its way out of the garage. John ran into his living room to his shocked wife, who quickly called 911 and frantically helped cover his wound.
I'll never forget. It was horrible, but we're very lucky that that's all that happened. I mean, he has a couple wounds, but they'll heal.
John was taken to the Geisinger Medical Center, where he received treatment for the bite marks to his head, including a tetanus shot to avoid diseases or illnesses the bear may have. Within hours of the attack, a Pennsylvania Game Commission officer quickly set up a bear trap. The trap is filled with donuts and sugary syrup. The smell of sweets will attract bears to the trap. John says that despite being attacked, he doesn't necessarily want the bear to be euthanized.
Very understandable as why the bear did what it did, and because I surprised it, and it's It didn't.
Surprised you.
It had a one way out, and it was through me.
The couple also has 2 outdoor cats who didn't attack the bear when it crossed the lawn, but did run to John's defense during the attack. They will still allow their cats to be outdoor cats since they haven't had any issues in the past. As the Game Commission waits for the bear that attacked John to be caught in this trap here, the Swartz family say that they will continue to enjoy the outdoors, but will look over their shoulders from now on. Reporting from Danville and Montour County, I'm Alyshia Hercules with Fox 56 News, First to 10. The residents I spoke with say that this area is no stranger to having trucks speed through intersections like this, and they're hoping to see something change to prevent incidents like this from happening again. In this video captured by Joe Pilla, who owns the property, a tractor trailer can be seen barreling down Route 93 near Broad Mountain, eventually crossing over the road and into the woods right by Pilla's property. Pilla says the driver was unharmed. However, the incident was all too familiar for some residents like Jenna Perry, who's lived in the area for about 2 years.
At the very top of the mountain, there's times these guys, these truckers, they do not stop at the top where they have to. They're supposed to, and some of them don't. And this, you have what we had here, a couple days ago.
Approaching the intersection, multiple signs can be seen along Route 93, signaling trucks over 21,000 pounds to reduce gears coming down the hill. A runaway truck ramp is also located on Route 93, approaching the site of the crash. Perry fears what would have happened if a person was walking by at the time of the crash or if a car was driving by.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt. He would have just pounded right through him and probably took him with him up that embankment.
However, a homeowner who wanted to remain anonymous tells me that vehicle speeding on Route 93 overall has been a major issue and believes a stronger police presence is needed to put an end to it.
I always feel like there's something like riding on my bumper just about all the time. Not necessarily always tractor trailers, but like everyone drives too fast. We should work on getting more police in the area, or like the state police or something to come and monitor it, because it really is a big problem.
Reporting from Nesquehoning in Carbon County, I'm Alyshia Hercules with Fox 56 News, First to 10.